you know him obviously a lot better than we do, and so given what you've seen from him over the course of time, what can we expect in terms of a coach here in Moncton if said rumors are true?
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Gerard Gallant, because the thing with Gerard Gallant was he's not, this revolutionary X's and O's outside the box game planning type of guy. He's more of the motivating coach that's going to get the absolute most out of every single player on his team. And I think when I look back at, I've been following UNB hockey since 2005, 2006, the year of the lockout. The thing about UNB is that they simply practice harder than every other team. They're the first to every puck. They're the hardest team to play against. They have a lot of skill. They have they're obviously the leading school in terms of recruitment, but those players, they come in and they play hard. And I think if Gardiner ends up with the Wildcats, I expect that Moncton will probably be one of the fastest teams. They'll probably be one of the best in shape teams. And I feel like they're going to be one of the hardest teams to play against, because Gardiner's he has high expectations for his teams. And I feel like, and the mantra that he always comes with is get better every day. And we saw that in St. John. Certainly taking a team that was pretty much as low as it gets with that first round exit and leading them to a Memorial Cup title within a couple months. Saw it again at the World Under 18s. It's not really this thing at UNB anymore, but back when I was covering the team in the early 2010s, the before the roster limit was in place in the AUS, UNB had like 30 players because they were just bringing in all these guys, and they had like 8 healthy scratches every game. But the practices were legendary. Like, the practices were so intense just to get in the lineup. So I feel like that's kind of what Gardiner's known for, is just whatever he can do, he can get the most out of every single player.
I just worry. I mean, he's 56-0 this year. Again, I've only seen limited viewings of his team, including at UNB, that one playoff game, and then a couple times at the CIS championship tournament. Does it translate to a 64-game season, or is it something where we're going to see a little bit of lulls, not Lacroix lulls, but like, can you get a team to do this 64 times, on a 3 and 4 back-to-back or whatever? Because I think CIS is 40 games, and I think they generally kind of only play on weekends, if I'm not mistaken. But can this translate to a 64-game plus 30 playoff type season and then into a Memorial Cup?
Yeah, very, very valid question, I think. And that's, I think, a question that a lot of people have that follow UNB and have followed Gardiner throughout the years. I will say, UNB's had tons of success, but they've had some, heartbreaking losses too over the years. This season kind of brought up the memories from 2008. It was either 2008 or 2009 when they had the undefeated season going into the regular season finale. They lost that game and then got swept by Santa Fe. They came back the next year and won nationals. So I mean, he's a coach that has had some lows and rebounded. UNB's also had some rough stretches over the years. This isn't a team that wins every single game every year. There have been some pretty tight races at the top of the AUS standings too. So certainly in terms of not necessarily being the best team, by light years is a norm at UNB. But yeah, I think your concern over whether this can be sustained over a full, 6, 7, 8 months is a very valid question. And, I kind of wonder at the same time if this is what might be kind of motivating Gardiner to maybe make the move to junior hockey, because a lot of people have probably said that to him. Like, you can't, you have a great style for university hockey, but there's no way that could translate to a full quote unquote regular season of hockey.
What's up, fans? Did you just like that video you saw? Well, if you want more of that content, every Wednesday we have a podcast post games after each home games, interviewing players and coaches. It's easy to get. Click the subscribe. Click the little bell so you don't miss any of it. But smash that subscribe button to the Wildcast podcast.